Good afternoon, Professor, and my name is Faustina Calvente, and this is my final research project presentation titled Scaling Up Key Strategies for Transforming Local Businesses into International Brands. This project represents weeks of research and analysis guided by a personal motivation. Someone very close to me is currently launching a small service based business with the dream of one day expanding internationally. This inspired me to explore what it really takes to make that dream a reality. Now, starting with our introduction, why this topic? The global market today is more connected and accessible than ever before, thanks to digital platforms, cross cultural trade, and shifting consumer behavior. But while opportunities are abundant, small businesses still face significant hurdles when scaling internationally. This project mainly focuses on identifying the strategies that can help local brands make the leap into the international space successfully, of course. To do this, I chose a research question that guided the entire study. What key strategies enable small businesses to scale into successful international brands? Every insight, every case study, and every theory I will present today ties back to this central question. To frame the research, I identify four key constructs from academic literature, which help create a theoretical foundation. First of all was cultural adaptation. Using Hofstede's cultural dimensions, I learned how businesses can tailor their messages to better resonate with cultural expectations in new markets. Global branding strategy. From the Mugi and Haftes, I understood how emotional storytelling and consistent identify help brands connect with global audiences without losing their cultural touch. Entrepreneurial behavior and microfoundations emphasize the importance of founders' strategic thinking, agility, and decision making in successful internalization. And last but not least, digital and strategic expansion. Authors I gather from my sources demonstrate how digital tools, alliances, and innovation are game changers for small brands entering global markets. Each of these contracts directly relates to the strategies I uncovered in my research, and you will see them referenced throughout the whole presentation. Moving on to our next slide, the reform research question allowed me to organize my investigation around four practical dimensions: branding, digital tools, leadership, and localization. Branding, as we all know it, is how do businesses adjust their identity to fit different cultures. Digital tools, how does tech help reach markets? And leadership, what role do founders play in global growth? And well, yes, of course, localization. How can companies customize their product or services for different countries? These soft themes help me translate the literature into real world implications. And that's how I came up with different case studies to align with my research. From my review of case studies and company examples, I found that the most successful international small businesses often apply strategies that mirror our theoretical contracts, like digital first strategy. Companies like Lucier or Gymshark grew massively through social media and influencer marketing, matching construct digital expansion. Localized branding, such as Airbnb, for example, they use storytelling that resonates locally, tied directly to my constructs one and two on cultural adaptation and branding, and entrepreneurial leadership. Startups that scaled effectively often had visionary founders who made quick decisions and formed key alliances. These early insights set the stage for the case studies I will now walk you through. First off, we got Airbnb, as mentioned before, which is an excellent example of a small startup that scaled into a global brand by mastering cultural adaptation and storytelling. Eat brand storytelling focuses on creating emotional connections by making people feel at home anywhere in the world. In one study, 864 Chinese participants were surveyed, and storytelling had a measurable impact on booking intentions, showing how cultural adaptation drives conversion. And moving on to my next case study, Patagonia, which demonstrates how entrepreneurial leadership combined with a values driven strategy can result in global brand loyalty. Their triple bottom line approach, like people, planet, profit, shows commitment to sustainable development. Initiatives like worn wear, extend product life, and reduce waste, building brand trust. Through their 1% for the planet pledge, they not only align with environmental values but also form strategic partnerships with NGOs. This case, in particular, proves that purpose driven entrepreneurship can fuel international growth. And now, but not last but not least, we got McDonald's. McDonald's might seem like an odd inclusion for a small business strategy. I know what we're talking about here, but it started small and succeeded by mastering localization. In India, they created the Makalu Tiki to adapt to local dietary customs while still maintaining a globally consistent brand. Or even not going to that extent into culture. Me, myself, I went to Spain and in McDonald's they sell beer, which is which makes sense because in that culture it's pretty common for people to have a beer with their food. So why not include it to forward that people will dine at McDonald's, right? Which is an American enterprise. It's important for small businesses to understand that thinking global doesn't mean acting the same everywhere. You gotta adapt and reach the other nations and foreign countries and see what lures you to their culture, what can lure them in. Bringing everything together, all case studies use local relevance as their secret weapon, adjusting either product, messaging, or customer experience. These digital tools are crucial. They lower costs, they increase reach, and offer data for decision making and a visionary leadership. Founders who are agile, informed, and globally minded proves essential for taking a local idea worthwhile. These findings confirmed my literature and provided actionable insights for entrepreneurs. Now, moving on to my next steps. Well, after I have covered case studies and theory, the next phase involves collecting and analyzing survey data from real small business owners and consumers. I will compare the responses to the models I presented. Then I will visualize the patterns to understand which strategies have the strongest impact. And the final deliverables will include those insights, along with a complete written report, of course. And well, all in all, my final personal reflection is that this project has significantly increased my understanding of how complex and strategic business expansion really is. It pushed me to explore not only academic literature but also real brands and personal connections, and that made it meaningful. I also learned how to organize complex ideas into clear research backed conclusions, how to build a project independently, a skill that will help me in my future academically and professional in academic and professional context. All in all, thank you for watching. Thank you for listening to my presentation. I'm looking forward to your feedback.